And we are live.
All right.
Woo. We made it, Mark.
Yep. Cheers, y'all.
We made it. Cheers. All right. A couple of little things for tonight. Um, I got wrapped up in some stuff and I didn't finish work till what was it, 10 minutes ago?
Yeah, right at that.
And I was calling Mark in a panic. And I said, here's the link, join. And we got up here and we're not going to have slides tonight. We're not going to have slides, but I did put together a list. We did manage to get a list. We had to come up with something on the fly, and I mean on the fly, for what the topic was going to be tonight. And what I'm suggesting is that we see how long it takes anyone to figure out what the topic is just by the hashtags. Well, I'll tell you what the hashtag stands for. And then we can kind of break the show up that way. Other than that, what are you sipping on tonight, Mark?
I started off with a little Irish, the Jameson triple triple.
All righty. Well, I pulled out a bottle. Of course, I was in a mad rush. I had pulled a bottle up here, and I thought, you know what, Henry McKenna 10 years always a good go-to. What's another 100 proofer? I reached and grabbed a Yellowstone Toasted. It's the special finish collection. And I realized that I've had this bottle now for probably over a year, and I've never opened it.
Sheesh, you slacker. What the heck?
Well, 300 bourbons, and it kind of gets buried on the shelf, and I forgot all about it. So sitting right beside it was the regular old Yellowstone.
There you go. Good side-by-side comparison.
So I have poured Yellowstone to start with, the 93 proof.
Gotcha.
Then after that, I will take the plastic off this thing and pop the foil or whatever it is, and pop the cork and pour some of it and give you my thoughts on it. But we'll do that a little bit later.
Urban Kitty, I just checked, and my hand delivery guy should be there tomorrow between 1 and 3.
All right. And while we're sitting here,
he's slacking, I know.
I am grabbing. I'm getting a
Peter White. Big Daddy's in the house. Mr. Richie J. Who else up in here?
All right. So no slides tonight, but we're still doing the hashtags, and it is my week for that. So let me play this little intro here. All right, so we're still doing the samples here. I do not have a clue, but what I can tell you is when I do samples, a lot of the most popular one I send out is usually a collection of the North Carolina bourbons that I have. So okay. I can either do that, or I can, throw in a top shelfer or something that I have, or whatnot. But we can discuss. I will get it together though. I am behind on all this stuff. Things are crazy right now. They actually expected me to earn money. Yeah,
cheers.
It is getting crazy. But let's go ahead and get these hashtags out there. And this is a mystery category for tonight. But I'm just going to post the first hashtag, and it's pretty self-explanatory of what it is. And it is actually spelled correctly. All right. And if it's not spelled correctly, or if I couldn't get the whole word in there because I'm only using 4 letters, I will let you know what the word is. All right. So there's the word we're starting off with. And it may conjure up some certain images. But let me get the first sip on this Yellowstone here.
Yep. So, Lori's in. Her box is kind of running around a little bit, but it should be there Saturday, I think.
And that reminds me, Lori
should have received hers on Monday.
Lori is on her third 10 entries.
Yeah, cool.
So she sends me $20 a month, and I put in $5 per week, which is 10 entries per show.
Possibly.
All right. Now then, I can tell you, Yellowstone for me
Go away.
is one of those earthier quintessential bourbons. You need it in your lineup. It's Lebanon, Kentucky there, the Lebanon Branch Distilling Company. And proceeds do go to Yellowstone Park to help preserve that national park. So, that's the story behind it. There's not a huge story behind it, but I do get a lot of earthy or like grassy notes in there. Maybe some herbal, grassy notes to it. But it's really good. Not as sweet as say a Michter's or whatever, but it's in that range.
Okay. Well, it's fairly sweet then.
Yeah, it is.
This Jameson, it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I mean, sweet. It's mid. I would call it the lower end of mid sweet. You have dry is no sweet at all.
Yeah,
and then sweet is sickeningly, syrupy. And typically you're not going to get that out of any bourbon. I think the closest you get that out of probably is some of the way more sweeter ones are. Woodford Reserve is a sweeter bourbon, so you're going to get sugar on the tongue. Yeah. Oh, I'm sweet. Yeah, well, 31. Congratulations on it.
Congratulations there.
Cheers.
That's good nowadays, and when everybody lasts a few years and gets a divorce.
Well, my wife and I have been together for quite a while. This current one, I was divorced from my first wife, so I'm not one of those super longevity guys, but this one's going to last for sure. But no, it's funny because my wife, I'll come in there and she'll go, "Happy anniversary," and I'll go, "Oh shit!" And she goes, "Don't worry about it. I didn't know till Facebook told me."
Yeah, well, I planned mine a little bit when we got married, so I could halfway remember it. And I think I'm coming up on 22 years.
Yeah, we're I think we're at the 20ish year mark or something like that. Yeah.
I got married in 2003.
I don't remember. Yeah, it's been a long time ago. Yeah. No, I will tell you this story though. I went to the doctor today. Had blood drawn on Monday and went to see the doctor today.
Yeah.
And I usually come out of there, with my tail tucked under and feeling like I've been thrown in a pond and learn how to swim or drown. I just get beat up in there. But this time, the doctor, what actually came out of his mouth was, "There are two happy men in this room right now," because my liver, the alcohol count, I was up in yellow at around 117 in December. And he's like, "You got to cut back on your alcohol and let your body heal." So, and I know I've been saying this week to week, I do drink on this show, but I have been cutting out, like not drinking hardly any through the week. And I say hardly any because I may have a glass of red wine with a meal.
Yeah.
I may have, there's a new beer I want to try, and I'll go get a can of it at Total Wine or whatever, and I'll try that can of beer. But for the most part, I've been cutting the alcohol out. And my count is now in the green. I'm happy to say. And
Nice.
I'm at 54 on the gamma. It's a gamma PPT thing, that tells your liver health. And so I've dropped from 117 down to 54. Anywhere from 0 to 50 is perfect, but 54 is still green.
Yeah.
So I'm going to continue this method of what I'm doing, not become complacent with it, and I'm going to head on down. But because it's just helpful to see results. When you see those results, the numbers don't lie.
Yep.
You can tell yourself whatever you want, but the numbers don't lie.
I keep telling my liver, just shut up. You'll be all right.
You'll be all right. Man up. You get over it.
Man up, you wuss. Come on.
Yeah. But no, it just, and some other numbers, they were down, but not where he wanted to see them. He put me on something that was, I'm not going to give all my, that's against HIPAA. I can't give all my information away. But no, I was on something to lower cholesterol, and it did come down. But he said, I think that what I put you on, that's as much as it can do because it's steady. It came down and it didn't keep going down. So he put me on another 10 milligrams something, and we'll see how it does. And I mean, I'm just above green into yellow. So he said, look, you're not up high enough to put you in a statin, but we're trying to control it before it gets to that point. So
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. They got me on some sort of, something to help lower the cholesterol or whatever for blood pressure. Something about blood pressure.
Yeah. And I have one of those. Yeah. And it's working really, really good. My blood pressure today was in the about 120 over 76.
No, mine was higher than that.
Yeah, mine was. I was in the 140s over 99 and 101,
Yeah, mine was, up in that range today. I went to the VA this morning to get a cortisol, whatever, shot in my wrist. Mm-hmm. And it was higher. I don't remember exactly what it was, but so apparently those pills that they're giving me aren't really doing any good.
Top Dogs here at the senior center. We talked bourbon. Oh, the funny thing though is I started this whole thing about going to the doctor because I had to go to CVS and pick up my new prescription. And I get there and I rode my motorcycle up there, so I had to take my helmet off and lock it in the box and all that. And so I start walking in, and this guy got ahead of me, and he was walking really fast. And of course, I'm in motorcycle shoes, boots, so I can't. They're not like tennis shoes. I can't run a sprint in these things. So I kind of keep up down through there, and I thought, man, that old fart, can walk pretty good.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, if I had to guess, I would put his age at around, I don't know, above 60, maybe even close to 60.
Whoa. Like he may have slipped on a button over there. Hey, he be coming back.
I'm coming. I don't know what happened. It just said, oops, something went wrong.
Yeah, geez. StreamYard, thanks.
Yep, thanks, StreamYard. But anyway, so I'm standing in line, and you have to give your date of birth.
Yeah.
To verify. And so he told his name, and then she said, what's your date of birth? And he said, I don't remember what he said, but I remember 74. So I'm 5 years older than this old son of a bitch that was in front of me.
Yeesh. Yeah.
Man, I just wonder if people, they look at me, they think, oh man, he's probably, they're probably around the same age as me or something, thinking, oh man, he's old. I don't think we see ourselves as old as we look to others.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Cheers, Wigwag.
I mean, I don't know.
Me, if I shave off all this gray, because it's all gray here, none of this is really gray at all.
Right.
So, if I shave this off, I lose like 10 years. People think I'm in my 40s.
Yeah. I know they say the camera puts on 10 pounds or whatever, but does the camera take off years or add years? I don't know.
I think the new high def stuff probably adds a few years.
Probably. All right. Well, we're at time. I'm going to go ahead and spin this.
Gonna spin the putt.
Yep. Spin a putt. Here we go. Good luck, everybody. This is for one entry to the bottle giveaway, July 24th. That's coming up.
Yep. I'll be back from
Colorado. Oh, look at there. Top dog.
Top dog coming in with the first one.
All right. Congratulations.
All right. I think I will be. Let me look. I got to check the dates on that because I have already booked the ticket and I don't remember. Let's see. There it is. Oh yeah, I'll be back. I'm getting back into Austin on the 19th.
Okay. All right. The next hashtag here. I was trying to bring up a slide. I don't have one. This is mid-range. Mid-range.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if people got a clue yet. We may have to
the long-term people who have been around a while probably have heard us talk about this in the past.
Yeah, very possible. Yeah. Of course, like most of the stuff we talk about goes in one ear and out the other.
Mm-hmm. Or people just don't listen to us. They just sit here and wait for hashtags to come up.
That's very possible too.
I do know some listen because I will get stuff crooked every once in a while, or I'll say, "Oh, I don't remember what that is," and we'll have people chime in. So there are people who are listening.
Oh, that's a name I haven't seen for a while. There, Dennis. Cheers, Dennis.
Cheers and welcome.
Tretch. I probably butchered that last name. Looks like Tretch.
It's either that or Treich. Might be Treich.
I don't know.
Well, EI typically is pronounced with an I, long I sound, if it's
okay,
like German or
no. We mumble a lot.
Mm-hmm. I can tell you this Yellowstone is quite enjoyable. Oh, and I was going to say to Trish. Okay.
There you go.
Cool.
Trish.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be German.
Yeah, I think my last name goes back to like some German heritage.
Possibly. Yeah, I was giggling about well, girls giggle anyway. I was giggling, whatever. I do it in my private time. But I was watching a thing on this German speaker was saying, here's how y'all say it, and we don't understand what you're talking about, and one of them was like how we pronounce sauerkraut and how we pronounce even if we say Hefeweizen.
Yeah.
They say it completely different, and like they probably won't know what you're saying.
From what I've heard of German, most of their stuff comes across like they're pissed off about it.
Oh yeah,
Hefeweizen, and they'll go Hefeweizen, you know. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like isn't it like Hofeweizen? Hofeweizen. Yeah, and the V sound is the big thing. And then like
yeah, there you go. Did the German speaker really use the word y'all?
Nope, I that was me. That was all me.
Yeah, hey. Germans use a y'all.
No, I speak a lot of L.A. when I talk. That's Lower Arkansas. That's where I'm from.
I'll even say the old double negatives and stuff too. You all.
Mm-hmm.
And ain't got no.
I know somebody put that thing, that meme where that person was like their face was all screwed up, and technically it's correct. And when somebody would use your wrong, they would put that thing up there and said, "I'm smarter than you're,"
Yeah.
with an apostrophe. And
You possibly are. You're.
yeah,
Well, in Kentucky, we tend to shorten up a lot of stuff and have odd sayings. Like say, somebody asks you for directions. How far is this, this place down the road? It's a pretty fur piece.
oh
you
yeah.
know. Or
I mean,
it's only about 2 miles as the crow flies, but it probably take you 5 minutes to get there.
so y'all get me on this show at my most relaxed, for the most part. Like I tend to relax and I just talk. And when I do that, we took the boy out of the country, but you can't take the country out the boy. And so when I get super relaxed, now if I'm doing a presentation in front of a bunch of people, of course I don't,
Yeah.
But,
then you speaking all the proper English and watching your P's and Q's and
it's best I can.
The normal words that we would normally say, not on the stream.
Right. Yeah.
I tend to talk a little bit like a sailor when I'm off stream.
Schultz from Hogan's Heroes. Yeah.
That F word is one of my favorite words and can be used as a noun, a vowel, an adjective, a pronoun, all kinds of stuff. And I've used it in all of it.
I know that I think it's been used by several comedians, but I saw one guy, English wasn't his language. And he said, what they teach you in class is not what you have to know in the English speaking world. It'll get you started, but you have a lot to learn. And of course he was trying to be funny. So he came up with the word fuck and the word shit and all the different uses of it. Like, is it good or bad? Yeah. If you are the shit, you're good. If you're a shit, you're bad. Exactly. That type of stuff. Yeah.
Lost, Mitch. I actually kind of like that song, Peter White. It's pretty cool. Yeah, right, Woody. Yeah, you don't turn the light off. You cut out the light.
Yeah, cut it out. Yeah. And we would cut it off too. Yeah, we cut the light off.
I've many times said, "Hey, would you kill that light?" Which don't mean shoot it.
No. Yeah, I used to go change. I remember, when I was little, I'd run change TV channel. Hey, go put that on such and such.
Yeah.
And I'd go switch channel. And then the remote came out. And the first remote that came out for the TV, we called it the clicker. Because it only had one button on it. And it would just cycle through all the channels. Is what it did. And I honestly think, if I'm remembering correctly, the first remote didn't even have a power. Like, it wouldn't even power the TV. You still had to go pull the knob and turn your TV on, but then you could click through the channels.
Yeah.
But you'd have to go push the knob in to turn it off.
Oh, we once we got an outdoor antenna, we was uptown then. Of course, you had to go outside occasionally and turn the antenna until we got really uptown and got one of those little electric things so you could sit inside with the button and you'd rotate your antenna, pick up 12 or rotate this way to get 6. Of course, it only had 4 or 5 channels. That was it.
Cheers.
He's got a bourbon channel.
I am getting close to the end of that glass. I am going to open this one up.
Yeah, right, Peter White. I was the clicker for a long time.
Oh, that was a good pop. I'm actually going to pour this, and I actually have another glass sitting here. So some of this and let it start airing out a little bit. Gosh, I can't believe I probably have a few more that hasn't even been opened, but I need to go around and look across my shelves. There's none up there that have not been opened. I know that for sure. I can't wait to try the ones I spend over $100 on.
Yeah, all the ones around me are all open. These are all open. Well, there's one. because I've only got one bottle of it, and I haven't been able to find it in a while. It's
Yeah.
Bellmead Reserve.
Oh yeah. See, they stopped making cash strength on there.
Yeah.
We have to spin. My alarm went off.
No, but yeah, everything else around me is all open.
I probably have one or two. All right, good luck, everybody. This is for one entry to the bottle giveaway on July 24th.
Yeah, right, Dennis.
Boom, Kathy Bates.
There we go. Congratulations there, Kathy.
And let the confetti die down.
Yep. Yeah, wrap the antenna with tinfoil and stand there, hold on to it, throw the other arm out to get that extra signal in there.
Okay. So the next one is Drive, which is driver. So, or drive, you know.
Yep, that's a driver. Lori says, I still have one of those dial TV sets. Not that I use it. It's just sitting on the entertainment center waiting to be thrown out.
Yeah.
You remember when they were the size of the entertainment center?
Oh,
TV
yeah.
weighed like 250 pounds.
Well, yeah, and they were expensive, and you had this big wooden case with a big, huge tube TV built into it. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
All right.
Chris, what was the name of your bourbon channel? I'm losing it right now. I can't think of the right name for it.
Who is it?
Chris Jenkins.
Oh, Chris Jenkins.
Yeah, he's got a bourbon channel too that I can't think of the name of it right off the top of my head. He just recently started putting out stuff again. I've seen some of the shorts.
Floor model. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The floor model. And then he had the
below average bourbon. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Below average.
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to throw that link in here, but I could not think of the name of the dang channel.
No, I played my first Atari game on a giant box, barely color, if you can call it that, TV set. Remember how the color back then, they were real faded looking?
Yeah.
Gosh, if we had if I had this TV here back then, people would have probably, Men in Black would have showed up to our house because we would have been aliens with this big 75-inch LED.
Yeah.
The American government's going to confiscate this television so we can reverse engineer. And I have, this is a UHD TV I got for like $479 plus tax. So
how come that is not coming up?
What are you trying to get to come up?
I was trying to look for the below average bourbons link, but I know I'm subbed, but that's not coming up. So I typed it in.
Huh. Well, you know, if you go to YouTube and go to search on YouTube and type in below, let's see.
I did, and it didn't come
right,
up.
But what you can do then, after you hit search, is you should be able to filter. Go to filters.
I don't even know how to go.
And push channel. And I see Chris Jenkins right there. Bam.
There you go.
Subscribed. Okay. I am subscribed.
All
so
right.
Let me grab the link.
Now we're just trying to get his link on there. So maybe get him a few extra subs, but
yeah, you have to go to that little filter thing over there. Oh, Peter White already did it. You know what? We'll do it again. I don't know if that was it, but I grabbed that one at below average bourbon.
There you go.
Kathy Bates
coming in there for some samples
and the bottle.
Yep, and the bottle.
You get two entries for every $1. Two entries per dollar for the sample giveaway tonight, and those same entries, whether you win the samples or not, go toward the bottle giveaway.
Man, I keep getting BS calls.
Well, I was going to give you my honest opinion on the. I don't remember how much I paid for it. Okay, I know that the regular Yellowstone's about $36 to $42, somewhere along in there.
Yeah.
I probably paid a little more, but it doesn't stand out in my head, so I couldn't have paid more than probably about $45, $46 for it. So maybe $10, like $8 to $10 more. Aside from it being 100 proof, I cannot tell that it's toasted at all.
Really?
No, I don't get any of that toastiness out of it.
That's odd. I mean, typically, when you get those toasted bourbons, you'll get some of that like marshmallow notes and things.
I know. I'm not getting anything.
Wow. That's odd.
Yeah, I'm not getting it at all. I might as well be drinking the other Yellowstone. I mean, and I'd forgotten I was supposed to be really getting into it. I don't even get the toast on the nose.
Huh. Wow.
And I know I poured the right one.
Maybe they didn't leave it in that toasted barrel long enough to do much to it, and they're just calling it toasted.
I guess.
Just because they put it in a toasted barrel,
Well, now I'm going to have to pour a little more of the first one.
Mm-hmm. Use it side by side.
Yeah, I thought since I'd had them pretty much side by side, I'd be able to tell, but. All right, have a good one, Bourbon Kitty.
Cheers, Bourbon Kitty.
All right, here we go. So I have
Bourbon Kitty. Before you leave, when you do get that bottle and pop the top and try it, let me know what you think, because I was reading the Nancy's tasting notes on that rye, and it sounded like it was going to be really good.
Okay, so here is the regular Yellowstone, medium amber. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's got a good little glassy edge on it. I mean, it's fine. And then here is the toasted. It actually doesn't look as dark.
Yeah, not quite as dark.
Well, about the same, maybe.
Actually, they're pretty close.
Pretty close. But the flavor, okay, let me do this side by side. Wait, nose.
16-year Glenmorangie Nictor.
All right, I don't know. Taste.
Stuck with the Glenmorangie. That sweet wheat I was not impressed with. I've got one, and I hardly ever sip on that one. The Eagle 12?
Nope. It's the same damn thing. They taste identical.
Wow.
Except for, I guess the one, I mean, one's 93 proof and the other one's 100.
Mm-hmm.
So you're talking about, what 40, 46 would be 92. So 46.5 versus 50. And you're talking about not even 5 proof. Well, not even 5% percentage points,
I got you.
Sean, I don't know.
I've got a sample of the Glenmorangie Signet 92 proofer. I need to read up on that one a little bit before I try it, but I've heard it's really good.
Well, I'm not going to say that's disappointing, but I wished I remember what I paid for that toasted. But I couldn't have spent that much. But even if it were okay, I would see justification in maybe being $7 more, because of the proof, is a little bit higher.
Gotcha, Peter and Sean. Yeah, I'm looking forward to trying that one. I haven't seen a bottle around, but I did get a friend of mine sent me a sample of it to try. So,
all right, here we go. We're going to spin this thing. Good luck, everybody. Again, this is worth one entry to the bottle giveaway coming up July 24th. Boom, wigwag.
Wigwag Workshop. Congratulations, sir.
Off that alarm.
Limo Signet is chocolate malt.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That ought to be tasty.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, y'all are talking me into it. I'm going to have to give that a little, pour just a little tiny splash of it because I only got 1 ounce sample of it. But we're going to pour just a little bit.
All right. This next one is not annual percentage rate. It is approach. Approach.
Okay. Like an approach shot.
Yep. I can seriously tell you I could pour these two together and it wouldn't change either one of them.
Oh, goodness. That smells lovely. I don't know. Peter White, do you know if Glenmo colors theirs at all? It's got a pretty good color to it. I mean, I don't go by color as far as the scotch goes. I don't care. It could be clear as long as it tastes good. Man, that's a really nice nose on it, though.
All right.
92 proof. I like it. Oh, not this one? Okay. That is good.
Okay. I am digging. I have these under my palette microscope here.
Mm-hmm.
So when I tell you the Toasted 100 has oh my God, how do I put this? A hint of something more on the finish. It's probably due to the alcohol content being a teeny bit higher.
What, eight proof points higher or something?
Yeah. Seven proof
7?
points.
Oh, okay.
But I am having to really concentrate.
Yeah.
And it's not a flavor. It's more like and here's the other thing you have to remember. A teeny, I mean a microscopic teeny bit more warmth off of it on the finish, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it could very well be that this bottle only has that much in it and it's had time to lose some of its potency inside the air in the bottle. And that was brand new neck pour.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
You know, and
maybe you let that toasted set out for a little bit, catch a little air, give it 5 or 10 minutes.
Maybe
it might change a little bit for you.
It probably changed into that.
Yeah, you lose that little bit of proof and be interested.
Heat it up till it starts steaming just a little bit and then stop it. Yeah.
Man, that's a good drink. I would definitely look for a bottle of that.
Yeah, I need to.
It's nice for me to get some different scotches that aren't peated. And then again, I've gotten into a lot of the different ryes and stuff too, and Irish.
Well, what I'm going to say is this is a fine bourbon. Mm-hmm. If you are in a pinch and you don't want to spend a ton of money, but you want to give someone a housewarming gift, like they invited you over for dinner or something, this is a pretty safe one to get. It's under $40. It's like $30, $35, $36. And I'm not talking about the toasted one, but this is just a solid shelfer. If you want to, give it to somebody, and odds are they don't have one if they're not heavy into the bourbon.
Yeah. And it would be good for them too if they actually liked the TV show, Yellowstone.
Yeah.
So I watched a couple of seasons of it. It was really good. I enjoyed it.
I've watched clips. That's about the way I watch TV shows. Is I watch a few clips of it, and once you watch one on YouTube, then it'll recommend like 1,000 clips, and you
Yeah.
have to ignore them all because algorithm. But yeah, I'll get on a binge and I'll watch several 5 or 6 minute clips.
Hmm.
And I saw the one where the bikers had cut
Hmm.
their fence and walked out there, and the
Yeah.
guy drives up in the truck, smashes all their bikes and all that junk, and then they came back and had to dig their own graves, and then they let them go. Yeah, so I saw that part.
Okay. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff in that show. I mean, different and throughout the seasons and stuff. It was a really well thought out, show with good characters, believable, cool characters, and the dialogue and all that stuff was really cool. And then
Oh,
really good music as far as background music. A lot of people hadn't heard of. Well, I had
so
heard a lot of it, but
yeah, so I don't know all the characters, and I mean I know Kevin Costner is the owner of the land or whatever. I don't know
yeah,
what all these people's names are. I don't know who the actors or actresses are, but
me neither.
there's that tall thin woman that is supposed to be taking over. Is that his daughter
Oh, the blonde.
supposedly?
Yeah, that was his daughter.
Okay, his daughter, and
Yeah,
then the guy that ran over the motorcycles is in love with her, I guess.
yep, that's
And he
one of the
walks
ranch
through.
hands.
Yeah, he walks through a couple of bullets and bangs a guy upside the head.
Hmm.
So I saw that clip, but I got tired of it after that, and I moved along.
Yeah, yeah. Those two are really good chemistry on the show and stuff, and just it was good. I liked it. I enjoyed what I did watch of it. I didn't watch all of them, all the series,
Oh yeah,
and or the last of it either. But I still kind of know what went on and you know who got killed off and this, that, and the other. But it was
I don't
good.
know. I watched a bunch of drama unfold like that my whole life growing up around farms.
Yeah.
uh, Man, I've seen some things now, and people think I used to hear people talk about big city this and all the gun violence. I'm like, did y'all grow up in the South at all? Because man, I've seen some things.
Let's see. I wonder if Total Wine would have it. Let's see. Champion store. What? Yep.
Oh, you still on that Signet?
Well, I just poured like maybe half an ounce, if that. Oh, I'm not signing into that. I was going to look on Total Wine to see if they carried it, just to get an idea of the price of it.
Oh, yeah. Well, even if it's out
Reader
of
said
stock,
it's
a lot
not
of
cheap.
times they'll tell you what the price was.
Hmm. Oh, yeah, I could probably just do that. Google it. Googly goog.
Yeah, the problem with just straight up Googling, you have to look and see what the links are, when they show you the images of it with the prices, because a lot of that's clickbait.
Signet.
It's scams. They're trying to get you to pay them half the price for it or whatever.
Oh, I come up with some dude. Wait a minute, that ain't right. Here we go. Yeah. Emergency Signet, 700 milliliter.
Looks like around $200. 234. I'm seeing 229.
Wow, that is expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I typically won't pay that kind of money for a bottle. This is in South Africa. Oh
Well,
God.
and he said, Sean just said it just went over 300, and I did see a
Ooh.
300, just over 300 on there.
Signet Reserve will be around 400. Holy crap! Yeah,
Well, and I just put Signet in there to get that.
Man. I mean, it's a really good whiskey, but I'm not going to pay that price for it.
Yeah.
I mean, I could get a couple of other bottles of really good stuff for that.
All right. Well, you're here now. We are on hashtag APPR.
Cheers.
Oh,
APPR is
I'm about to spin it. So sorry.
Well, the bourbon engineer gets in right now.
But if you miss this one, there's one coming on its heels. And good luck, everybody. Yep,
Yeah.
I'm sharing. I'm spinning. Here we go. Oh, just barely late. Boom. +1.
Again. Oh, we're starting off early.
There we go. That's good. Draw again. Hey, but Bourbon Engineer is in now.
Ah. Oh,
Mrs. Lori J.
Frontiers.
I did see Bourbon Engineer come up, so it did add him.
Yep.
All right.
Signet Reserve be around 400. Goodness.
Good Lord.
Oh, there's Marty. Cheers, Marty. Whiskey Nose. Happy Thursday. I believe, Marty, you going on after we do? I think so.
Now, this may give it away for those with any knowledge of the sport at all, but this is Heiser. So there you go.
All right.
Now, cheers, Marty.
Any guesses to what we're talking about so far?
So we've had putt.
Try to give it away.
Putter, mid-range, driver, approach, and now we're on Heiser.
Y'all gonna make me show you what we're talking about?
Top Dog keeps saying golf, but it's not ball golf.
Kind of, sort of.
Yep.
There you go.
Big Daddy A said disc golf.
He got it. So if y'all ain't familiar, that's a disc.
And that's an Innova.
Yep. Innova.
Which one is that?
This is a Champion Beast from like the early 2000s.
I love the Beast. I have an orange one. Champion Beast.
That's what we call a gummy beast.
Yep.
Look, see.
Mm-hmm. I have the same.
You can really
I have the same exact disc, but mine's orange.
I've got
it. Can you get Annie on that thing? Can you Annie flip that thing?
Oh yeah, it'll come up, go right, and come back.
I have to throw it on like this type of an angle so that it flattens out and it'll Annie some, but then it cuts hard when it comes back.
Yeah. And then here's a putter. You'll notice the edge is real rounded and blunt.
Flat. Mm-hmm.
You know. This is an old one from back in the day. It's
it's a disc craft.
Austin. Well, it's a Keep Austin Weird.
Yeah.
5K. That's from way back in the day.
You know, you got to be careful mix matching your bag. I usually try to stick with mostly, like my bag is 95% Innova because the numbers on them they calculate those numbers differently. Each manufacturer, there is no standard set on your speed. It's speed. What's the second one? Carry is what it is. There's 4 numbers on it. Speed. I get the second number, and then the third number. Well, it's how much it's going to Annie.
Yeah, that's your second number for speed. Then your second one
is how much it's going to dig back.
Annie's, and then you got glide, and then you got
glide is the second one. Glide. Yeah, speed, glide, stability, and turn.
Yep.
Well, turn and fade. Turn and fade. Speed, glide, turn, fade.
There you go.
Turn is if I'm spinning it and a disc wants to go this way, but I spin it fast enough, it turns. Fade is how much it's going to dig back at the end as the speed dies off.
Top Dog says Frisbee golf, and Peter White said Frisbee. But the thing is, the difference mainly.
Oh, yeah. Peter White.
This is a little smaller than a Frisbee, and you'll notice that it's got like a real wide lip here.
And Frisbee is a manufacturer.
You look at the edge, it's really sharp, and they're heavier than a Frisbee. So if I hit you upside the head with a Frisbee, you'd be like, boink, ow, quit it. If I hit you upside with this and here, it's going to leave a welt.
Well, a frisbee though, frisbee is a manufacturing name
Yeah.
style because that was the first flying disc. Because that's what it was, frisbee flying disc, right? Frisbee.
Mhm.
That was
Well,
a Hasbro name they came up with.
the guy that came up with the frisbee is the same guy that came up with the disc. He came up with the frisbee first.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what was his name? Ed. Shoot, I can't remember his last name now. First name was Ed. Steady Ed is what we called him.
But there's all kind of
Hey,
stuff. Okanagabe. Yeah, there's all kind of things now. I mean, like there's different I can't think of the sports names. I'll just say Adidas, but they're not one of them. Spalding is one of them. They have tournament discs for
Mr. Ed.
not for disc golf, but for what do you call that game that takes up the football field?
Ultimate frisbee.
Ultimate. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's more like a frisbee.
yeah, that's like a regular. Well, and of course,
Just a bigger version of frisbee, and they play it like kind of like football.
well, you can't use disc golf disc for ultimate.
No.
You would break people's fingers.
Oh yeah.
There's no freaking way they're going to catch a driver. You know,
No, I could put some speed on the driver. That's for sure.
ooh, and that would.
Yeah,
Oh,
and we
man.
still use shank. Trap. Like you get trapped behind the trees. Water
Oh, yeah.
hazards. Mother. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Trees. You get. Sometimes you can get that tree hate, or you can get that tree love, depending on which
Yeah.
side of the tree you're banking it off of. Now I've broken disc, older disc. I was throwing some older disc. I'm like, man, I love this disc. It's so fun. I slung it and then went down and hit a tree dead on and broke in half.
Yeah, I'd bought a bunch of drivers. And yeah, I buy the ones with that rubber around the edge. You know, they're plastic, but they got that little rubbery edge on them.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes the cap, they make the cap real thin and they put more weight out at the edge. And
Yeah.
I was practicing and I had a basket set up in my backyard. And of course, I have a 2-story house, but I can easily clear the house.
Yeah.
And I took that and I threw a sky hook way up there and came down. And I was going to see how close I got. And I was on the other side of the house. And when it hit, I heard a pop. Like it went pow. And I was like, what the hell did I hit? And so I walked around there and it was laying about 2 feet from the basket. But when it hit the ground, the pressure on it busted the cap on the disc.
Oh.
So when I picked it up, it had
you
busted but went back together again. So I didn't realize. And I tried to putt with it and it was like, it looked like a wounded duck. And I was like, what the heck? So I went and looked at it and it was busted in a big half moon.
Wow. Awesome, Fulton. Congratulations.
Silver medal. All right.
You got a silver medal and a bronze.
And a bronze. All right. Since I don't know which one to pour, they both taste the same. I'm going to pour the 100 proofer.
Oh, cheers, Greg. Good to see you, sir. Show everyone your putter disc. All right, there it is. There's one of them. I got a bunch of discs. I've been playing disc golf since about 2000.
Yeah.
So I've got way too many discs.
Gosh, I started playing. Well, I didn't start playing in the military, but that was my first time playing was in the military.
Yeah.
And it was in Japan, and disc golf was big over there at like Showa Park. And we would go to Showa Park, and I see the baskets, and I'm like, what is this? Of course, there was a language barrier, we certainly didn't play it right, but you could rent discs from them, and they would give you a driver mid-range putter.
There you go. That's all you need.
That's all you need. And I didn't know anything about the numbers, the turn, the fade, the anything. And that's when I found out, though, how strong you are has zero to do with how that disc is going to fly. It's all technique. It's all technique. Now, you have to pop it. You have to, arm speed is a small factor.
Yeah. It's grip and technique.
Yep.
Then you start applying approach steps and speed.
Yeah, getting your whole body into it. Yeah, you
Mhm.
could get a bodybuilder out there and they're going to throw the disc and it's going to go about 50 feet and look like a wounded chicken.
Yeah. Look like I threw it left-handed or something.
Yep. All right, we have to spin this thing.
But it's a great sport. It really is. I mean, because
All right, good luck, everybody.
5-year-old to however old enough, you can just still walk around. Anybody can play.
Oh, that goes to Lori.
Yep.
Is 1 plus it doubles. So whoever gets this one gets 2. Kathy Bates is plus 2.
Wow.
All right, we're getting some multiple entries tonight. We're going to draw again.
Of course, Peter White. Float it right on in there.
Mr. Richie J, not to be outdone by Mrs. Lori J.
Congratulations, sir. This is not bad. I'm not
Plus
sure that
1. There it is. I got it down there. Mr. Richie J got that one plus 1. All right. Now we know what it is. None of this stuff matters anymore, but we're still going to bestow wisdom upon you.
Mm-hmm.
Since we had Heiser, I didn't copy it right. Let me go copy it again. I caught that one before I put it in there. Okay. Since we had Heiser, we're going to Anheuser.
Yep.
So a Heiser, if I'm throwing a right-hand backhand, I'm spinning the disc clockwise.
Yep.
Like that, right? Heiser is the natural way the spinning object wants to curve left. That's Heiser.
Mm-hmm.
If I go against its natural form, it's called Anheuser. And an S throw is where you get a good drive and you Heiser flip something up and you get it to Annie for a ways and it does this huge giant S curve, and that's how you get the most distance. Yep. Or you can just drink a Budweiser.
Well, you used to do that on the course too.
Yeah. I got my Anheuser out here.
Yeah, that was one of the things I used to do when I was first down here in Austin years ago. Is go to work your 8 hours, get off, come grab my disc, and stop by the local gas station, get a big water, like the half-liter thing of water basically, and a couple of tall boys or so. Go out on the golf course and play through to like say the back 9 and stop at like 9, chill out, sit down, relax a minute, drink a little water, have a beer, and then play through to 18, and then sit down, relax, cool off, drink a little more water, have another beer, and just relax. It was a nice, relaxing sport. Way to get away from all the Austin traffic and everything around here.
Yeah, I have never drank alcohol playing disc golf.
No?
No, because normally I play disc golf at like 7 a.m.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, because it's too hot.
Yeah.
And so I get out there early, get out there at 6:30. We tee off sometimes around 6:45, 6:50.
Yeah.
Get, and we do 2 rounds on it.
Okay. Well, I would do that on the weekends, especially when I was learning,
Oh yeah. Yeah. And I never went and played. I don't know, man. I tend to work late. And so it's, and the disc golf course is 35, 40 minutes from me. The good one. There's a open municipal course that's like, I don't know, 15 minutes away, but you might as well just bring a mid-range and a putter.
Oh, geez.
You can't even. There's no reason to bring a driver. I would overthrow. I could hit basket 3 from hole tee pad 1. It's just like it's a mini course.
250 feet.
Well, and even then, I suck at it because the baskets aren't regulation. They're not. They're the old school baskets back in the day, and they're about this big around at the top, and the baskets are like this big. So it's just bigger than your disc.
Oh, geez. Well, I mean, it started out with like tone poles. Actually, started out with just like objects. They would hit the tree,
Yeah,
and
hit the tree.
Graduated to what they call tone poles, which is basically like a wooden post in the ground with a sleeve of metal hanging around it.
And so if you made it ring,
you would have to hit that piece of metal and make it go thong, ring like a bell.
Yep. And then for some of the courses too, they would take barrels or buckets and bury them like a golf hole.
Oh, wow.
And you had to slide your disc off into it.
Oh, that'd be fun. Something different.
Yep. Well, some of the first disc golf baskets were the hole in the ground, and the basket was actually underground or in the ground, and the chains came up just above ground. That was some of the first ones. And there's some old throwbacks in some of the PDGA tournaments that they play where the basket's on the ground. And that's where you ended up with your elevated baskets, because they came up with a standard height.
Yeah.
And then they started doing the elevated baskets to add, a little harder.
Yeah, because if you're putting from a decent way away, a decent distance away, and it's a higher basket, if you miss it, you're going to go way past it. Then you got another long comeback shot to get back to the basket.
Yep. Hell, there's no reason to have an elevated basket. Just put it on like some of those tournaments. They put them on those hills. Man, if you miss your putt, it's going to roll. I mean, it's 9 times out of 10, it's going to roll.
It kind of also depends on what putter you're using. If you got a really soft, floppy putter, you can come in there on a hyzer and boink, and it'll flop.
Yeah,
stay there.
Man, I've seen
using like this. It's a harder plastic putter, and if you land weird with that, you're right. It's going to roll 15, 20 foot away.
Yeah, once it gets on edge, they don't want to lay down. It's sort of like the same principle as anything, like a wheel. Like a wheel came off of a big truck one time, driving down the road, and I don't know how that fast that freaking truck was going, but the wheel came off, and I don't know the physics behind this, but I'm sure there's engineering guys that could do the math. How in the hell can a truck be going 65 miles per hour down the highway? The wheel, the hubs, the whole thing comes off. And then the wheel passes the truck.
Mm-hmm.
So the wheel and tire, I guess because of the weight of it, the rotation and the thing's so light,
as soon as the wheel came off the truck, it's slowing down. The wheel is going to be going a little bit faster than the truck was because now there's no resistance of the truck.
Yeah, but I don't think the truck, I think he was on cruise control. I don't even think he knew because it was one of the dual tires on the trailer came off. So I don't even think he knew he lost a tire until it was passing him. And that thing got up some damn speed. The only thing I can think of is that tire weighs nothing compared to that truck.
Yeah.
And the rotation force and all of that heavy ass truck, if you cut that thing loose from all that weight, it just takes off. Yeah. And man, that thing did some damage.
Oh yeah. Trust me, I know. I was going down the road at 45 miles an hour, and a guy coming at me, probably going about 50, 55, and his front left tire came off, crossed the center line, and nailed the front left corner of my truck. Mm-hmm. Bent the bumper back into the tire, bent the rim on the tire, and wound up costing about $17,000 worth of damage. Busted out the headlight, messed up the radiator, grill, you name it. It was just a heck of a mess.
All right. Well, I have to spin. Hang on. Let me do this. and we'll get back into it. All right, good luck, everybody. This is worth one entry to the bottle giveaway coming up on July 24th. Sugar Kitty.
Nice.
Congratulations. Let the confetti die. There we go. Oh, there's the alarm. I've been just ahead of this alarm a few times tonight.
Yep, doing pretty good. Rigged.
All right. Now this one, this probably would have given it away if we hadn't got it before now, but that is for basket.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I've got 2 baskets in my yard right now, and actually I've got 4, but I've only got 2 up in the yard, and one of them is actually the counterweight for the cover of my barbecue pit right now. That's all I had handy.
Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure people could actually spell basket all the way out and it would still work, but I can't guarantee that. I think if I typed the whole word, you would have to type the whole word. But
Yes.
Since I just put BASK, you can put BASKETTE, baguette, and all that other shit behind it, and it still works, I think. But I don't know.
You're kidding. Now, whatever hashtag you put in, if you put hashtag basket, you got to, and you spell the whole word. That's what they have to put in. It's got to be the same.
Oh, well, I'm saying though, I think extra letters does not disqualify for them.
Oh, I don't know.
See, I'm not sure. So if I put BASK, can someone else put BASKET?
I will try it and see. We will suss this out and see if it works.
Oh, yep, it went to 10.
Really? It counted it?
I saw it go to 10. You're
Okay.
in. Yep, you're in there.
All right.
Now it's rigged.
Definitely rigged now.
Top Dog, I imagine you're going to get another one before this night's over.
Which reminds me, what are y'all sipping on in the chat? Anything? Iced tea, water?
I'm going to go get these sample entries in here right quick.
Okay. Maybe some Green River or Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof Rye. I do like that, the Jack Daniel's, the single barrel proof rye. Oh, okay. Eagle River by the Fire at Night. That sounds good. Raspberry lemonade. Yeah. You just need to add a little bit of vodka to that one there, Sugar Kitty. Dang, Greg. Oh, okay, Sean. What do you think about the sweet wheat? I didn't much care for it so much, but that's just me. Oh, okay, gin. Yeah, that'd be good. Sugar Kitty.
Oh, I've got some good gin.
Woodford Reserve. WR batch proof. Is it Woodford Reserve batch proof? Peter White? I've never tried a Woodford batch proof. And I've got a double oak behind me, which that's one of the ones that I did like.
Let me circle these. All right, Will's good.
All righty, good.
Hey, 1 in 3 chance to win.
Ooh, that's pretty good odds right there.
Well, close. I mean, some of the couple of Lori has 10 entries, the other 2 have 20 apiece, but there's three people in there. So yeah.
Barton's.
I tell you what, I am reminding myself of why I like Yellowstone tonight. That's all I've drank. And between the 2 bottles, really, you can't really tell a difference. So I don't know where the toasted came from, but Somebody mislabeled that one or something, I guess.
That was just their regular one. They slapped a different label on it.
Yeah. It's like special finishes collection. Really? Have you tasted? Because I can go right over here and get a Penelope toasted, and I can show you a stark difference between those two.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I cannot. There's no difference between these.
I have had the Penelope toasted, and it was quite good.
Oh yeah, and I
That
still
shit
have
was.
some.
An MGP that they put in the toasted barrel for a while.
That's it. Well, that and Buzzard's Roost is another one where their whole shtick is just the toasted barrels.
Oh, I think I got that. Let's see.
Yeah, as a matter of fact,
Yeah, that's a Rolling Creek. Where?
So this is one of the better. Now this is a barrel strength, but yeah, that's the Buzzard's Roost.
Oh, I don't have that one.
Yeah,
I think I may have had a sample of that one from you, though. I'm not positive on that, but I think so.
Penelope, that's the barrel strength. Penelope toasted. No, yeah, toasted series. Okay. Now, this is 115 proof, where that one's 100, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just gonna pour me a little of the Penelope toasted.
Oh, for the comparison, I think that's going to beat it hands down.
Well, it's going to beat the shit out of it. Yeah, because it actually is toasted. It's a toasted barrel finish.
Oh, dang. I
can tell you. Oh, right off the bat, dude. Like, I just put it under my nose and I get that roasted marshmallow.
I'm going to join Sean here in a second with a little bit of that sweet wheat.
Which one? Oh, the 1792. I could have poured
but I really haven't drank that much of it. So
to me, yeah, it's okay as long as you didn't pay too much for it.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah.
There was some folks around here when it was pretty thin to find that were trying to charge like over $100. And I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that.
No, I overpaid on it, but I think I only paid like maybe $55. And I felt like I overpaid on it because I like the 1792 small batch better, you know. It's like
I kind of like the small batch with the full proof.
Well, the full proof is absolutely good. Yeah. But
Wigwag is hit this area for $35.
Yeah, the full proof is great, you know. And I have the single barrel. And the single barrel is better than the small batch. Yeah, $39.99. Now, if you paid $39.99 for sweet wheat, you did great. Yeah. Yeah, but I paid because it was scarce and hard to get. I paid like $55 for it.
Yeah.
And I felt at the time, you know how you don't give it a fair shake because you spent, this much and you're expecting more. So you're like, oh, I overpaid by $55. Well, in hindsight, no, it wasn't worth $0, but yeah.
Yeah, $40 is not bad. I mean, that's a good price for it.
Yeah, small batch is great. I mean, the whole 1792 lineup is good.
They do make a good whiskey.
Yeah. You know, I did when I was first starting my big collection, I stayed away from 1792 for a little while because they had that big gold plastic cap on top.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, it was the same thing I see when I see a guy with a big lift kit with KC lights and there's not like a drop of rust or mud on that truck. You're overcompensating. And that's the way I kind of saw that, you know.
See Greg's comment?
Small batch, yeah. Yeah.
You're right, Sugar Kitty. It might have been balls. I don't know.
That's right. Yeah. See, the problem hit now. I won't even go there. Yeah.
All right, let me rinse that out. Put a little of this sweet wheat in there and see if
And Peter White, I have not had the higher age on the 1792, so I can't speak to him.
No,
but I can tell you, I was utterly disappointed in the Elijah Craig 18 year. All right, let me get this next one post or spun here.
Oh, well, I was thinking. Never mind. I was thinking Knob Creek. Yeah, I finally found one of the Knob Creek 12s, and that's really good. That's a good whiskey.
Error occurred refreshing the page.
Uh-oh.
The hell is that thing? Do y'all see that? An error occurred?
Yeah.
Well, let me refresh the page.
You've broken it.
I'm going to put it back in again because I want to make sure. And it is Basque. But watch, when I put this in, it should add all it. See, 13. It went from 12 to 13. See what I mean? That's why I like redoing it. So good luck, everybody. Boom. See, Mrs. Lori J +1, not to be outdone by Mr. Richie J.
All right, we'll give this here a little swirl and see what we come up with.
Top dog. See, I told you you were going to get a plus before the night was over. Watch, Mark's not even going to win this.
But it did work.
Well, he might if we keep going pluses on everybody. Let's see.
It put me in there though, which is surprising.
I saw your wife thinks you're a beautiful face.
In there too.
Woody's Garage. That is a first. All right. Congratulations, Woody.
Well, we've got kind of a grapey note to it.
It's got kind of a sweeter note to it.
Yeah, it's definitely sweeter and kind of like an odd grape.
All right. If we hadn't given it away before now, this probably would have given it away because that's the entire word.
Yep. Disc.
It's disc.
Disc golf.
It could have been disc brakes, but it's not. It's disc golf.
They're a lot harder to throw.
Disc brakes are the discs of disc brakes are heavy.
Yeah, those rotors are hard to get. They're hard to get more than 15, 20 foot of distance with them.
Yeah, I don't know. The one on my motorcycle is not that heavy.
Well, that one's not. Yeah, I just think that's pretty good. I might be able to get 40, 50 foot out of that thing.
I am finishing off this Yellowstone before I go to the Penelope.
Yeah.
I mean, the Yellowstone's good. Don't get me wrong. The Yellowstone is good, but the word toasted on the bottle fell flat.
That's a
but Yellowstone's a decent bourbon, so it's a decent pour. But I'm gonna wait.
The toast part on the bottle is just a fragrant lie right there. They're full of it.
It is a what I call a flirt flex. Remember when long time ago, before you were married, you would flirt with women in clubs or bars or wherever you flirted with women.
Yeah.
And sometimes they would throw a flirt flex on you like they were gonna really, be there for you. And then later you find out they're just a flirt. That's that label right there. There was no substance behind that statement she made.
I got you.
Rotor on that. Rotor, not rode her.
Well, hopefully now that I've got the old shot in the wrist, I can get out there and sling me a few discs, play a few rounds, and not be like stove up for a couple of days.
Mm.
Actually make it through 18 holes at least.
Oh yeah, they only wanted a free drink. I know, but I wasn't there to buy every freaking. I mean, my thing is, somebody said to me one time, "Oh, pretty women can go to clubs and never buy a drink."
Mm.
Well, hell, ugly ones could too, because you know I was desperate at points in my life. I'd buy them all a drink. No, but I wasn't there. I finally figured out, you know, you go broke running up $100 bar tab when you're only making, you know, $7 an hour. You know,
Yeah.
it takes a lot of hours to pay for that bar tab. And
I mean, heck, you know, when I was in the Air Force, I wouldn't get paid a lot, and you know, I'm lucky to support my own bar tab. You know, I'm not buying a whole bunch of other people's drinks.
yeah, now I know, and people are getting. I think some people are. There's a lot of stories I see about.
Right, Greg.
That it's not catfishing. Well, catfishing's faking everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when someone shows up and they don't look any goddamn thing like their picture,
Oh yeah.
what's that called? Is there a term for that? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure there is.
Misrepresentation is what I call it. You know, when you know you don't look like that.
You know.
And then there was red flags for online dating, and I just looked at it. Not that I'm online dating because I'm married, you know, so I don't care. But I thought it was an interesting thing to see what my kids are going through, you know. And it said red flags for online dating, and one of the things was when someone, and it didn't say she or he, it said when someone only takes a picture from top down and never shows below the neck is a red flag.
Oh, okay.
Because top down makes you look smaller.
Okay.
And then you never show below the neck, which means right down here, you turn into this.
Tater butt.
Or you would show it.
Yeah, I say gas.
Or you would show it.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, there you go. Bait and switch, that's what I would call it.
Yeah, bait and switch. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. Yep. But when people show up in a parking lot to walk into a restaurant, and then guys take a look at them and go, "Wow, you look like a supermodel on your profile picture, and now you look like somebody who worked for Paul Mall back in the day, and you never quit smoking, and you need to find a dentist, and what the fuck is those clothes? I'm not going in this restaurant with you. I have a reputation to uphold," and they go home, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they look just like their profile picture. And I'm not saying somebody who got double fucked, right? Somebody who posted fake pictures of themselves. Y'all deserve each other. You need to go on in there and eat, right? But if someone's being honest and the other one's being totally dishonest, then they go and try to tear the other person up online because they walked away from them because they misrepresented everything they were. I don't blame those people it's business at some point. Until you build a bond with somebody, it's business. Right? Yep. Tater butt.
Yep.
Tater butt.
Tater butt.
Photo filters. Well, if you can't recognize a filter at this point in the game, what did you just crawl out from under? But yeah.
Well, they're coming up with all the AI generated stuff nowadays too. Right now, you can still look at it and go, "Oh, BS," you know.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure it's going to improve. I mean, it's going to.
And there's what would that like I saw a thing on Facebook one time, and I don't spend hardly any time on there. So the fact that I saw this means it was probably pretty prevalent. Like probably happens all the time because I rarely go on there.
Yeah.
So these things that what would you look like as something, right? Upload a photo and we'll tell you,
Yep.
you know,
Mhm.
what would I look like
Yeah.
if
Oh,
I
yeah.
were a supermodel type thing. And they
Yeah.
put that shit in there and it turns their picture into this thing
Yeah.
and they post that as their profile pic. Or they just pay the fee and tell AI to take me and make me look like a supermodel. And
Yeah.
all of a sudden they've got 7 fingers, but guys don't seem to care that they have 7 fingers on their left hand.
Yeah.
You know, and some of that has to do with the guy not scrutinizing the picture,
Yep.
you know,
Or beer goggles. I'm not sure.
or something. I don't know. Wishful thinking. But yeah, something. I don't know.
I haven't hit one of those. You know, they have the ones too, or will filter you. You know, take your picture now. Look what you look like. Now, what are you going to look like when you hit like 95 or something?
Oh, I have to spin. I have my alarm doesn't reflect the new.
Dig through.
All
Way
right,
to go,
good luck,
Rick.
everybody.
That's not a bad idea. I may do that myself.
Big Daddy H. That is. I thought Big Daddy H had won one.
No, he had one all night long.
Okay. Big
don't
D. He is the largest designated hitter we have. Big DH.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I always put down there. Okay. Oh, this one. Go ahead. Start now. All the guys in the chat, please revert immediately to 14 years old. Here we go. It's wood. And the reason I put wood is the courses are wooded. There's a lot of trees involved in disc golf. Woods.
Yeah. You have to have some obstacles. You know, you have to have stuff to get around, stuff that's going to block you, act as hazards, you know. Mm-hmm. So
I have to avoid the obstacles.
Mm-hmm. Well, Sean, at Sweet Weeks, it's not too bad.
It's not great, but it's not bad.
It's not fantastic. It's not one that I'm going to go to on like a daily or a weekly basis, but it's nice to have it in the bar and be able to, you know, let other people try.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of
here's my take. Here's my take on Sweet Wheat. Okay. Here's my take on it.
Mm-hmm.
It has a slightly better mouthfeel, but absolutely hardly any finish at all. It certainly does not have a long lingering on the palate. It has a great flavor, but the other ones in the lineup have more notes to them and a more complex flavor profile than Sweet Wheat. Sweet Wheat has a shallow flavor profile. They do really well with what the flavor profile is, but you can only do so much with what you're given.
Yeah. And I like both of these better. You know, the bottled and bond and the foolproof.
Yeah. Now another wheated Barton. I know this. Is there another wheated Barton? Yes. Gosh, wait, maybe it wasn't. What was the other one? Oh, my bottle. I threw it away. Shit. I had, and I like Bernheim, which is 100% wheat whiskey.
Okay.
It's not a bourbon.
No.
Bernheim is 100% wheat whiskey. You're not going to get a huge depth of flavor, like notes out of it, but what you get is going to be right on time. And to some people, that's what they're looking for.
Yep.
All right. We have a few minutes left here. The wheel is good right now. We're spinning for samples tonight. You also get the same 2 entries per $1 to and I'm going to say this now because here in about 10 minutes, it's going to get locked in. So if you want in on it, get in on it now because I'm about to spin this next one. I know these last ones are coming quick, but I'm going to give it a couple of more minutes here. I got my warning tunes, but if put also hashtag wood.
Jimmy's in there.
Random content.
Cheers, Jimmy. Cheers, Orlando. With something completely different.
All right, let me go make the wheel good with Jimmy.
Or a little Compass Box Peat Monster. Since I'm smoking a cigar, Pete always goes really good with a cigar for me.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, yeah. And, man, if y'all have not tried any of the different Compass Box blends, it's a blended scotch, but they do a fantastic job doing blends.
Oh.
And if you don't like peat, go with and especially in the summertime, Orchard House. That one's so sweet, tasty, fruity, apple, pear. Oh, it's just.
All right, got that in. Top dog, you're in.
Artist table thing. Oh, nice. Excellent.
All right, got it. Back over here. Whew. Okay, I'm almost ready to taste the Penelope. And the reason I haven't is because I still had some of the Yellowstone because I had poured a whole other big pour. And I know once I try the Yellowstone, because just from the nose on it, I'm not going to want to go back.
Yep. Yeah, I got you, Peter White. Yeah, it's a vatted malt. The Orchard House, though, it's one of my summer go-to whiskeys because it's so nice, light, fruity. It's easy sipping. I think the proof is pretty low on it. Let me look. What is it, like 80-something? I was wrong. 92.
All right. Penelope toasted. Here we go.
Yeah. Orchard House Compass Box. Gorgeous looking bottle. Real nice and light color.
Absolutely.
But it's good. It's really good.
Now, here's what I'm going to say about Penelope toasted. I think Yellowstone, like their base bourbon, is better than Penelope.
Really?
Well, it's an MGP. Penelope is.
Yes.
Right. So the 93, the Yellowstone bourbon that they built off of is better than what Penelope built off of. But I can't hardly tell a difference between Yellowstone's 100 proof toasted against their 93 proof regular. There's like nominal, like microscopic difference between them. But the Penelope toasted actually tasted toasted. So I'm getting the marshmallow. I'm getting some of the wooden, the toasted marshmallow notes in it.
Orlando says Penelope.
Yeah, no, it's Penelope.
It's Penelope. I don't care. I pronounce it however. Don't make me no difference. I'm a Kentucky red.
Say, I am Hooked on Pahonax. I am Lee Arned to Riyadh.
You're lucky I don't go with what's the Ebonics or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I'll pronounce it that away.
That was the funniest thing I saw. That They typed it all out, and all it was a meme, and it said "sound it all out," and it said they typed "I aim ho oked on p honax I am Lee Arned to re-add." Ho oked. That was the funniest part. I like Penelope Butt.
Oh, all right there, Miss Lori J.
No, it's just the toasted, but you can get a hint of what we say is like when you do the toasted, you get a little of that roasted marshmallow flavor too, that comes out of the wood sugars on the toasted barrel as opposed to char. And no, it's not the.
Oh, she hated it. Hey, there's Ben. Put him in.
The Yellowstone was good. Come on. Okay, Ben. Hashtag wood.
There you go, Ben. You can put wood. Come on now.
But for Ben,
doing the put me ins.
But for Ben, he has to put I prefer wood.
Cheers, brother. Good to see you.
Now we were at a
Texas man and whiskey tuba looks like Jerry Garcia right there. Whiskey Uncensored.
hardwood that Jody likes. See, I knew he would come up with some shit like that. Yeah. That's why he's one of my favorites. All right, we are getting close. We have to spin this, actually. Okay.
And if you haven't subbed already the Bourbon, Whiskey Uncensored, I dropped the link for you there.
Good luck, everybody. The Bourbon Engineer.
Oh, thank you there, Ben.
Hey, I told you.
Bourbon Engineer.
I said earlier you'll probably win before the night's up. So.
Hey, Jody, Ben poured us the new Willet pot still samples.
Oh, okay. Okay.
They supposedly have changed the recipe a little bit, and it's supposed to be a lot better than it used to be.
Well,
so,
goody.
Well, whenever we get those samples in the mail, it may be the end of the year, but
I will give them my honest opinions.
Yeah, we'll have to pop those online here for sure, and see what they taste like.
So this was supposed to give it away, disc, and then golf after that, but I was in a hurry. So anyway, we already knew it was disc golf. That's what our hashtags are. So there.
I still got that much of the little older bottle. So I can compare. You probably have one of those, don't you? Do you have a Willet on the shelf? The old
No, I had on my glass shelf that broke.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, and my wife had to clean it up because I was gone for a whole week, going all up and down the West Coast and Mexico for work. And that says golf. Oh wait, Mr. Mom, got to put O in there. Golf.
There you go.
It's the Gulf of America. Gulf of America. Yeah.
He said them both. The Grapeologist. Hey, buddy. How you doing, sir?
There we go.
Cheers.
We got golf in there now.
Well, very possible, Orlando. It may just look half as bad, but I'm willing to give it a shot.
Hey, it may be good. It may be good. You know what? I love Willet stuff. That's the only thing. Well, debatably, the other one was I already finished it. The one nobody liked, the one that had the grape note to it. It was by Willet. I can't remember what it was now. I finished it off a few weeks ago, and I loved that one. And it was by Willet. I can't remember. I'll have to research and be more livid next week and bring it to you. But it was really good to me. And then and the Willets and the wine bottles, you know, the different purple and the rise and things like that, they're really freaking good. The only bomb I ever thought that Willet had was the pot still.
Yeah. Now I have the Rowan's Creek, and what was the other one? Noah's Mill. I have both of those somewhere back here.
Mrs.
Now,
Lori
I
J.
think both of those are Willet distillate, but I'm not positive.
I'm trying to find Mrs. Lori J's comment. I saw the part that said our Yellowstone was a store pick, so that could have been the problem. Oh, but what was before that? I missed that one. All right, I am going to spin this thing. I know it's quick, but it is what it is. We're at the end of the show. Good luck, everybody.
John Argent, come in there.
Mr. Mom.
All right, Orlando. By the time you got one, yeah, Rowan's Creek is Willet, and I think Noah's Mill is as well.
I think it was. There was Rowan's. No, wait. Was it Rowan's Creek? Was that the one that had the grapey note to the background of it? I don't know.
I don't know. It's been so long now since I've had a sample. Since I poured one, actually. Because I have the Rowan's Creek behind me. And I don't know exactly where the...
Was it Rowan's Creek?
Let me grab the bottle.
Yeah. Because that creek is ringing a bell. No, that's not the one I had.
Okay.
Now that's a Willet, but I had a different one.
I may have polished off the Noah's Mill.
Oh, that's it. Noah's Mill. God damn it. Yeah, Noah's Mill. That's the one I liked. That's the one I like. I knew it was something. I knew Creek didn't sound right. Noah's Mill.
I don't see that one. I may have polished that one off.
I polished mine off about a month or so ago. Or I would have the bottle. And I've gotten better about throwing my bottles in the recycling. And that's why I can't just look over there and see it. Because if I do that, I would be in a room full of bottles and I wouldn't, you know.
Oh, yeah. I check mine. They can crack them up, make new bottles, and put new whiskey in it.
It is time
Kentucky
to share the screen and do the samples. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people in here of varying degrees. We are going to hit shuffle a whole bunch of times, and then we're just going to hit spin.
All right.
This is who wins the samples, but
round she goes.
Kathy Bates.
It's Kathy Bates again.
It's Kathy Bates.
2 weeks in a row for Kathy Bates.
All right. So, Kathy, samples are coming from me. I know what you like.
Rick.
I will hook you up. But win or lose, all of y'all still have the same entries to, and there's the alarm, to the bottle giveaway on July 24th. So, yeah, Johnny Drum. Yeah, that was a no.
Oh, wow. Johnny Drum as well. Okay. Yeah. Kathy Bates never wins anything.
Hey, Kathy Bates hasn't been like, she wins here and there, but
well, she hasn't won much here recently. I mean, she won the samples from me last week, but before then, it's been a little while. It's probably been, I don't know, 2 or 3 months.
Mm-hmm. And we got 5 people in that spin.
Yep.
So, you know, and she was one of the heavier ones.
Heavier donators. There you go. Yep. Top Dog was on the row for a while. He won 2 or 3 in a row.
Well, and we still got the bottle giveaway coming up. So,
yep.
We'll see how it goes.
Y'all let me know, whoever wins the bottle giveaway, because I'll be coming in, just before the end of the month. So it won't be right when you win. Whoever wins, when you win right then, it won't be right then that I'll get the bottle because they'll release it right before the first of the month of the next month.
Right.
like
So
August. That's when I go pick up the bottle. And y'all got to let me know, whoever wins, do you want the bourbon or do you want to do the rye? Because they're releasing both Nancy picks at the same time.
at the same time. And I will tell y'all, if y'all, I don't care how big of a bourbon head you are, that freaking rye is
Oh, yeah.
delicious.
Yeah. Their rye is freaking stupid good. And
Yeah.
Bourbon Kitty won the last one. That's what she wanted, was the rye.
Yeah,
And
it is.
Nancy's notes were like, blackberry jam, and all this stuff in that one. I'm like, oh damn, I should have picked up 2 bottles because I wanted to try that myself. I didn't.
It
but-
is ridiculously delicious. Yeah.
I didn't because all this over here in this corner, that's all Still Austin. So I'm like, I don't need any more Still Austin.
But you do.
I know I do, but I got. Oh, let me reach down here. I got this one. This was one of the first Nancy picks from March of last year. March 2023. Sorry. So that's one of the first ones, and I've still got that one that's never been opened.
I guarantee you, if I lived close to Still Austin, I would go every month. I would just have that as like a car payment. I would just go get a Nancy pick every month.
Yeah, I mean, don't buy any of the other stuff. Well,
it's all good, but the Nancy picks are stupid delicious.
Yeah, they're really good. I mean, she definitely knows what barrels are there in the rick house and which ones are the better ones, and that's what she picks. She picks the barrel. Now this one,
Sean Holtgrave.
Needs to try this one here because this one's stupid good.
Hey, Sean Holtgrave just said, I've never had a Still Austin. Well, Sean, you have 20 entries into this bottle pick coming up. But with that, guys, it's past 8:30. We have Eastern time. So we're going to cut this off, but I hope y'all had a good time, and I hope to see you next week.
All right. Peace, love, and bourbon, y'all. Cheers.
Cheers. Are we back yet?